Thank you. What an honor it is to be here. Thank you to Father Wilds, distinguished faculty, esteemed trustees, and guests, and of course, the 2010 graduating class here at Loyola University. I'll be honest, I was a little nervous about using distinguished and esteemed in the same sentence because I thought it would come out extinguished. And that is not the description I wanted to use. Certainly you are all distinguished and esteemed, and it is an honor to be here. You know, we have a lot in common. Most of us came to New Orleans around the same time, the spring or summer of 2006, when that was not the most popular thing to do. For me, I felt like coming to New Orleans was a calling. And for you, there must have been something drawing you here as well. A much stronger force that we can't necessarily describe other than we know that we belonged here. And now, 4 years later, we can reflect back and say that we were a part of something special. And certainly the work is not done yet, but we were a part of something special. We've all watched the city not just come back, but come back stronger than ever. And we have seen the people come back with more passion and determination than before. And we've all been part of a Super Bowl championship. Definitely couldn't leave that one out. No matter where you're from or where you go from here, keep New Orleans close to your heart. And remember what you were a part of. And know that we all are now linked together forever. As I look out at the young men and women graduates of Loyola University, class of 2010, I am so excited for you all. What you are about to experience will be eye-opening, certainly rewarding, challenging at times. You know, they say that experience is what you gain when you don't get what you want. And I can promise you that over the next few years, you will gain experience. You will not always get what you want. You will face adversity. But know that the sky is the limit as to what you can all accomplish. There are some of you that will be doctors, lawyers, politicians, writers, artists, teachers, coaches, entrepreneurs, inventors, and maybe one of you will even own an NFL franchise someday. I know another Loyola University member who does, and that's Mr. Tom Benson. But I can tell you this, your best years are yet to come. But that does not mean it's going to be easy. In fact, I can guarantee you that you will face adversity along the way. And for most of you, it will be the toughest thing you've ever had to face in your life. But I'll also tell you that every successful person you meet or talk to will say that it was because of that adversity that they were given the opportunity to reach new heights that they never thought possible. For me, it was my shoulder injury back in 2005. December 31st, 2005, I was playing for the San Diego Chargers. I dislocated my right shoulder going into a season or an off season in which I did not have a contract, I did not have a job. And when you have that kind of injury at the quarterback position, there's not many people that come calling or knocking. So at the time, I thought, this is probably the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. But now I look back at it 4 years later and I say it was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. Because it brought me to New Orleans. There are many others that have faced that adversity and have been in those similar circumstances or situations. I'll give you a few examples. Steve Jobs, you might know him, CEO of Apple. He was adopted as a young baby. He went to college and dropped out after his first year. He ended up then inventing or starting Apple along with a partner of his when he was 20 years old in his basement. But then by age 30, he was fired from his position as CEO when he had a falling out with his partner and with the board at Apple. For the next few years, there was some soul searching for him, but in the end, he ended up starting another company. You might have heard of it, Pixar Animation, which ended up getting bought out by Disney for almost $8 billion. And then another company that Apple ended up buying a few years later for $500 million. And then he was right back where he was years before, 20 years before, as the CEO of Apple. And there he is today doing some absolutely remarkable things. But what he would say, and what I've heard him say, is that it was that adversity that he faced when he was kicked to the curb, so to speak, from the company that he founded, where he really gained strength and yet more motivation to go forth and do remarkable things, things that he would not have been able to accomplish had he not gone through what he went through at age 30. Another example, Ellen DeGeneres. We all know Ellen. She grew up right down the road. She used to go to Saints games at halftime at the old Tulane Stadium. I've heard Ellen talk about the moment when she came out and announced that she was gay. At that point, she was having a pretty successful career. Little slip. She was having a pretty successful career. And then once she announced that, for 3 years, she was out of work. People would not give her the opportunities that they had before. To her, that was the toughest thing she ever had to go through. But in the end, she was being true to herself. And she then received a small opportunity to perhaps host her own TV show, her own talk show. And I think we all know how that's gone. She is perhaps one of the most, if not the most, successful talk show host in history. And certainly by being a New Orleanian, we love her to death. We know what she's meant to this community, not only to our community, but to the country and to the world. She is a source of inspiration and somebody who would sit here and tell you that had she not gone through what she went through during those 3 years, that she would not be where she is today. So once again, the lesson being that adversity is an opportunity. Adversity will make you stronger. Adversity will mold you into the person that you're meant to be. You all probably remember the onside kick in the Super Bowl, right?